Welcome to Coming Up Roses. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Kelly, and today is Sunday, May 21st, 2023. Excuse the voice, I am sick again. Welcome
Still
to episode
sick.
94.
So bad the day the second she, first spoke, I was like, she's not going to work today.
I couldn't speak. I literally had no voice on Thursday.
Yeah, it was bad.
But I dealt with this in March, almost the entire month of March.
Yeah.
And then it finally got better, and now it's back. Yeah. And I'm not happy about it.
No, I mean, what are you going to do?
Although I feel better today. I felt crappy Wednesday, stayed home Thursday, felt better Friday. Then yesterday I felt like I felt on Thursday. And today I feel like I felt on Friday, so
Yeah.
let's hope it's not a pattern that's just going to keep repeating itself.
Yeah.
This has become my best friend.
You can pick that up, but you have to go to the pharmacy counter, and they make you give up your ID and whatnot, to be sure you're not making meth. Because, one little package of that's good enough to make meth.
I don't know if meth would make me feel better.
I don't think meth's going to make you feel better, baby. Anyway.
Anyway.
So, that's been going on. You've been dealing with sickness. We had...
and I think Dad got it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure your dad got it.
It's not COVID. I tested, and
yeah.
he woke up feeling not good today, and he's like, Mom said I should test. I'm like, you haven't even been anywhere, so...
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
He sounded horrible this morning. He tried to talk, and it was just bad. And then, you could hear him breathing, so...
Yeah, we can't let that go on too long.
Yeah.
If he's not doing better.
No, we got to get him
to the
doctor's office. So.
Who we saw our doctor.
We saw Friday. Dr. Jones on Friday. It was actually a lot of good news. A lot of good news. He did me first, even though her appointment was first. Yeah. Well, just because my shit was just, he went down the list, everything's good, we're done with you, fat boy.
He's great.
No change.
A+ report card.
Yeah, no change at all. You're good,
He sang his praises.
Yeah.
And then they bonded over Royal Farms fried chicken.
Well, he was talking, apparently he lives somewhere around us, off General Booth Boulevard somewhere. So, and I'm not trying to stalk the man or anything, but I just thought that was interesting. But I was like, he said, your cholesterol's real good, your bad cholesterol's real good. And I said, well, that'll change next year. The haunted chicken is going to be opening. And he was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, the Royal Farms is opening up around the corner from the house. And he's like, what do you mean the haunted chicken? I said, well, they built it butt up against the graveyard. And he says, I'm stealing that and I'm not giving you credit. I was like, son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. But, it was it's always a fun time to go in to see Dr. Joe.
You had a great time. This was the one time in recent memory where I can think I was actually looking forward to going to the doctor, because I always peek at my blood results and my A1C was down to not even in the pre-diabetic range anymore. My glucose was down. My liver enzymes, which were really high 2 years ago, and I went through all that testing and got diagnosed with fatty liver disease. Those were way low in the normal range, like the low end of the normal range. All of those things were great. My cholesterol was high. And he just bypassed all that great shit after he finished singing and I've lost almost 80 pounds in the last 2 years I've been. So I was like, oh, he's going to be like, gosh, you're doing great. No. He just said all that to him, how great he was doing, because he takes his medicine the way he should. And then he's like, all right, now let's talk about you and all this. Your cholesterol's high and you need blah, 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 blah. I was like, yeah, and my blood sugar is also better. And
he didn't
even mention the liver thing.
He didn't mention the liver thing. He didn't mention the liver thing at all, which is,
And he's like, guys, you've lost 20 pounds.
He did was like, everything else looks great except this cholesterol.
But he focused on that.
Yeah, he did.
Which I guess is what you want your doctor to do, obviously focus on the stuff that needs work. But
you wanted some of that praise.
I needed a little bit of wow, what he did say is I noticed you lost 20 plus pounds. How are you doing that? And I said, intermittent fasting And he goes, oh, okay. He goes, that's good, but it's not really what people do to lose weight. Like, punch him right in the balls. I'm like, dude, I've lost almost 80 pounds. Don't tell me that.
I know. It was.
I immediately wanted to leave there and just go eat a bunch of bad food, which is pretty much what I tried to do. I've just been torpedoing myself ever since then.
Yeah. Well, Yeah, you did good because I didn't make her sandwich like I normally do, but we stopped and got you a salad. You had a salad for lunch from the Foley, which was free. It was awesome. We went to one that we don't normally go to, and changed the order with the girl. Like usually she orders.
I ordered
online,
on the app,
and then we're like, "Oh, can you add 2 bottles of water?" Well, they were just fucking around with it and couldn't get it worked out. And I was like, "Oh, I guess the water's free." And they were like, well, let me get the manager. And I was like, man, that's just a joke. Next thing I know, the whole damn thing's comped. They're like, all right, all your shit's free. Just get through our line. I was like, oh, all right. That's the secret, folks. Just cause a little bit of delay at the Chick-fil-A. That line moving through. So
I don't know. Obviously I'm happy about all the positive changes.
And he did acknowledge it. He just didn't.
After he was done romping around the room like you little 2 4-year-old boy is bonding over superheroes.
Yeah.
I actually literally had to kind of like bump Kevin in the leg to get him to shut up. Like to stop telling the jokes and all. Yeah. I got to get to work. Not all of us have all day here.
Which a line I famously used when I had a kid for a while.
It's just, I was like, hey, he spent so much time playing with you that he didn't have time to discuss anything else about what was wrong with me. So,
well, he told you what was wrong with you. You just didn't focus on anything that you did right, which is what you wanted. I get that. But he just looked at the stuff that was bad and he's like, we got to focus on that because it just happened that I didn't have any bad shit. I thought for sure, like particularly when I went to go see Dr. Bev a couple weeks back. I thought she was going to kick my ass because I haven't been taking care of myself at all lately. But I was all right.
Well, your A1C number was way different on the blood work they did than what Dr. Bev said.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I'm not even going to use this number. Then we'll go with what Dr. Bev said.
There you go.
But, that's all well and good, but it was like 7.4 on the one that he had.
Oh, shit. No, it couldn't have been.
No?
One of them's got to be wrong. One of them's got to be wrong.
That's the point. So anyway,
that was our visit with Dr. Jones. And the other thing that we found out is that he's leaving First Colonial, which was great news for us. Because we honestly, the First Colonial's front office is trash. They are not good at all. But we love Jones.
You don't mind just throwing the name out there, do you?
No. What are you going to do? Sue us for our little... Who's watching? 5 people? 15 people max every week watches our show. Out of the 15 people... Maybe one of them, and that's only if Erica's watching, is going to Jones. And she's already said that she's going to follow him wherever
I know a few people who go to him.
Yeah. So, anyway. He's going into his own practice, and we're like, we're here for it.
Yep.
We are here for
it. So, yeah.
But that was fun. And then Thursday and Friday, I tried to do my handyman routine, crawling up and down ladders, putting lights up. I had to pull the lights down that were on the back porch because we had these nice hanging lights on a string, but they got expensive. They're like, $70 a string, or more, and you can't replace the bulbs in them at all. So there was like more than half of them were out, so I had to just pull the line down, and we replaced it with a line that's a lot dimmer, but not bad.
It's cuter.
Yeah.
It looks more like little clustery bubbles of lights, which I kind of like.
The first string I put up, I tried to use a staple gun, and then the lights wouldn't come on because I'm a dumbass, and apparently somewhere along the string I cut in the line and made the entire line fucking useless. And I was like, God damn it. So that was a total failure on my handyman.
So me, even in my weakened state of being ill and not being able to talk on Thursday, it's like, why don't you just go get the clips that hang and you just didn't even know about those.
Which I did. They're they're from Command Strip or Command I guess 3M, whatever, one of those deals. And we bought a bunch of those, and I got them up, and then I put the bottom step in, and Mom got a hand railing for Dad. We're gonna have to do another hand railing on the other side, but we got those in. So yeah, I've been productive.
He's awesome.
Trying to sound good for my brothers. I know both my brothers watch. They're probably laughing their ass off. Like, that's not handy. That's just light work.
Yeah, that's what they do at like between 8 and 8:30 a.m. and took you all day Thursday.
Yeah, well,
half a day Friday. But
I'd be real impressed if Chuck watched and he was like, "Oh yeah, I did that in an hour. I did all that in an hour." Fuck you, man.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I'm not a handy person, so I'm trying. I'm learning.
Yeah.
Figuring shit out on my own. Cut me a break. Shit. Anyway.
What else going on this week? My nephew's getting ready to graduate from high school.
Yeah, coming up this week's a big week for the boys. Yeah, Wednesday Liam's graduating, and then Thursday is Cole's birthday.
I don't know.
Is it
or
Thursday?
Maybe it's the same day. I don't know. Yeah, so they've got all that going on and getting him ready for graduation, and we're gonna watch it live on streaming.
You will. I gotta work.
Well, from what Jennifer said, it won't be over until midnight. So
Oh, really?
we have plenty of time. I don't see how it's gonna take 4 hours, but
How many people in their graduating class? I remember when
my class had 2,000 kids in it, and it didn't take that long.
Yeah. My graduation took a long time, but that's because they had a guest speaker who was a politician of some sort. And that lady would not shut up. She watched thunderclouds roll over our heads. And it was about to just dump water on us. So we just, the kids started clapping, trying to get her to come down. And she says, "You're not going to shut me up, kids." So then the entire audience kept applauding until she got off. Like, she left early, and then they did the thing, and then we just beat the thunderstorm that came in, before got everybody out. And it was like, that lady was going to talk for another hour, letting us get rained on because she's just being a bitch.
Trying to teach you life's hard lessons.
I had enough hard lessons. Jesus Christ.
I hear you. I get hard lessons every damn day.
Yeah. Plus, back then, those kids from the 80s and the 70s and 80s, they knew hard times. None of this pussy bullshit that kids grow up with now. Oh, no, my internet connection ain't all. Hey, you shut the fuck up, kid.
I've reached the point now in the school year, because we have only 19 days of school left. Mm-hmm. I'm done fighting the battles.
Yeah.
And so we're just giving in.
Yeah.
I know we've been fighting the hard fight, and I just can't. I can't go through 4 more weeks.
It's hard.
When I'm ready to be packing up, and I'm trying to keep their attention, which is super hard to do.
I bet it's difficult.
And I've got, that one that I'm just... So I saw a video this morning. This woman who was a teacher was like, my husband works in a very physical job, and he doesn't understand why I'm so exhausted every day. And she said, it's like I live in fight or flight mode. Because when you have a kid who has outbursts or is disruptive continually or has whatever issue, mm-hmm. You're literally tiptoeing around them all day long, and you never know
what they're going to do.
What's going to happen.
Nowadays.
And so your whole day, you're just tensed up, just waiting to have to, we
ain't but 2 months out from when a teacher felt like that and she got fucking shot.
I know. So not that I think that, I'm not saying that about students in my room. I don't think that would happen.
No, I'm pretty sure.
But
probably not.
And it's not ultra violent stuff and whatever. It's just power struggles. Mm-hmm. And a child that's willing to ramp it up way much more than I am. So I just can't. I need to not. We just decided to. we had separated her from the little person she wanted to sit with all the time. Because that person was like, I need a break. And I put her with some really good role models. And she immediately started turning, targeting them with like spitting and threatening. And so I put her back with the other person. Because that's where she wants to be anyway. And the other person's like, oh, yeah, she can sit over here. And I can just sit wherever you want. I can't fight it anymore.
Yeah.
So, my fight or flight. I've been fight all year. Now I'm just flight. I'm just like, whatever. And then 19 days. And I don't feel good.
Yeah.
So,
it takes a toll. Like I said, it takes
and
a
we've
toll.
got field day coming up and end of the year party and, just stuff like that. It's just like...
No, I can't help out.
No, it's on a Monday. But it's not all day like it used to be. So, like, our grade level has, like, an hour and a half. So.
The last time I helped her, though, it was an interesting day for me. Because that was when that one little boy started to freak out. And I was like, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I don't even have kids that bad this year. It's just...
then there was the little girl that grabbed my hand while we were walking through the hallway. And she wanted to skip and... jump on yellow.
Skipping has become a thing. Have you seen this on TikTok now? Everybody's doing the skipping challenge. See if adults remember how to skip. And a lot of adults don't remember how to skip.
Yeah, I'd be hard-pressed to do it. I don't think I've ever skipped anywhere in my life.
Me either.
I'm not designed for it.
I saw another video that I thought was hilarious. It was a teacher, a heavy woman, and she said, I've just come to the realization that dieting when you're a teacher just can't be a thing. So she said, after I worked to lose the weight from having children, because I never birthed any children, but the emotional eating that goes along with all the students in my class that are my kids, I'm like, oh my God, that's so true. As soon as I leave school, it's like, oh, I need Starbucks. Oh, well.
We saw another TikTok that was hilarious. This is another thing that we live live. And this guy who made a video about, go to the store, pick up hoisin sauce, bring it home, figure out I already had one. Go to the store, pick up some hoisin sauce. And then he pulls out another bottle. It's like, figured out that I already got one. And he pulled out like 4 bottles. And I was like, wow. And then I lived that today because we ordered groceries online. And I remember her asking me, she says, do we have mayonnaise? And I think I remember buying a small jar a couple weeks back. I think we're all right, but it's probably just a little jar. So, yeah, go ahead and buy a jar. And I got home today and I'm putting the grocery store. And there was the same size giant fucking jar of mayonnaise that she bought. And I sent her the text, go to the store. Needed some mayonnaise. Come home. Figured out we already have one.
That was funny because other people started like stitching that on TikTok with their like soy sauce or ranch dressing.
Because there's some things you don't figure. Oh shit! Do I want to get home and need
I don't want to get home
sauce?
and need it. I'll just buy it.
Yeah, so I just get the mayonnaise because but
Oh well.
There's some good sauces out there though. Yeah. That guy's gonna eBay his hoisin sauce. I'm gonna sign it.
It's just such a random. There's some good sauces. It's hoisin sauce. Uh-oh.
Oh no. Oh no.
Did you touch it down there? Because something is loose down there.
Oh shit.
Oh, we're still recording.
I don't know. Hopefully that's still there, folks. Let me make sure.
Don't touch anything.
Our thing's still recording.
It's still counting up. So.
Okay. That may, if you don't know, because you probably don't know, if it recorded straight through, our screen went completely black. I fucked up and hit something with my foot.
There's like a loose connection because that happened to me when I was working the other day.
Oh, God.
I put my foot out to stretch my leg and it all went off.
Oh, God.
So it must be maybe the monitor is not plugged in tightly or something. Anyway.
Shit.
Oh, that was funny. Hoisin sauce. Teriyaki sauce.
Teriyaki sauce, soy sauce.
What other kind of sauce? Soy sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah.
And then there's Sweet Baby Ray's.
barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, shit.
I've done my job. Any day I get to make my wife laugh like that is a good day.
You just said it so seriously.
Well, damn it, I am serious. I'm serious about my sausage, y'all. I like a good sauce.
Man. Oh, that hurt.
Hoisin sauce was such a thing for my mom, too. She used to call it aso sauce. Or
Duck
aso,
sauce.
Duck sauce. So, and it used to be she couldn't get it anywhere in Virginia. She had to, like, make special trips to Boston to get it. Because it was just not something that was sold anywhere else. So. Great.
All right.
So you have a new
anything
game.
else about our lives we need to talk about?
No, I think we're good. We went over to healthy. We got your sickness in. We've got
talked about sauces.
Sauces. Got all the sauces.
Oh, God.
I don't know what other foods we want to cover.
So
We did find that we love these chopped salads they got at the Teeter, at the Harris Teeter. They're just, it's like bags of salad, but because they're like all chopped up in like little squares, it's not like big leafy vegetables, just all chopped up. It's pretty good. I like it.
All right. Pick a number between
first,
1 and 69.
Well, you know what the first number is going to be.
4. Okay, here's number 4.
That goes back to being a kid and being a fan of the Fantastic Four.
What's invisible but you wish people could see?
The tyranny of government.
When did that become invisible?
Yeah, that's true.
I know what's invisible that you wish people could see. Compassion.
I was going to say kindness, but yeah, compassion or kindness.
My nose run now.
Because the thing about compassion's nice. Basically, you feel empathy and compassion for somebody. It's like, oh, I feel compassion for that somebody. But kindness is an action. Kindness is actually you taking an action for that person. So that's
kindness you can see, compassion you can't. You can see someone's compassion too.
Yeah, I mean you see it in their face and whatnot.
What couldn't people see? Oxygen. Do you really want people to be able to see oxygen? No.
I think things that are invisible for a reason. It needs to remain such.
Oh, that's profound.
Yeah. I just made that shit up too.
That is profound. All right, next number.
Let's go with 15. I don't know why I did 15, but...
What kind of secret society would you like to start?
Ooh. I guess,
The secret society of people who have multiple mayonnaise jars.
Yeah. Maybe a sauce society.
A sauce, a secret sauce society.
Everybody comes with a sauce and we do a trade. Everybody says, let's try this. Let's dip.
You think if we called ourselves the SS, it'd be a problem? The sauce society.
The sauces. We're just here for sauce, Papa.
Oh, what kind of secret society?
Yeah.
I always said that we should have a group called CRAP. C-R-A-P. Mm-hmm. Caring for Rapidly Aging Parents.
Yeah, that is us.
And because all of my friends are in the same boat.
Yeah.
With the parents getting older and just having to become more aware of what they're doing and how they're doing. And
the thing we're doing now is like making the house more accessible, and that's where like the railings are coming in and putting in the ramps and everything else. So that's been kind of an ongoing thing. Mm-hmm. I got to start putzing around in the garage and clearing off paths so Dad can get through the back door, because that's easier for him to...
The steps are low rise. They're not like normal steps.
And with the railing there, he got up pretty good.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go with 22.
How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
Chickens are secretly badass. I'm thinking 1.
1? How could 1 chicken kill an elephant?
No. I don't know.
I mean, why? First of all, why would chickens want to kill an elephant?
I don't know.
Roosters, maybe. I could see roosters trying to kill something.
You know what? I always think of that rhino that was killed in the Norfolk Zoo about 10 years ago. they have a big paddock in the middle of the Norfolk Zoo, and there was a rhino, and for whatever reason the zebra just went slightly crazy, and it freaked the rhino out, and the rhino just took off running, and he fell into their little fake ravine, and he drowned and died. So yeah, I go back to the one chicken thing.
I mean, it would depend on where the chicken was from.
Yeah.
Like, if it's, a New York City chicken.
Yeah.
Maybe only a few. But if it's like a Martha's Vineyard chicken, probably take a lot.
Because they're pampered, spoiled chickens.
Yeah, Purdue chickens probably would take a lot because they don't even come out of the cages.
Yeah.
How would they go about just trample it, peck its eyes out and shit?
I would imagine what they do is they scare it because, elephants are somewhat skittish anyway, and then they herd them into...
elephant could just step on a chicken.
I know. Elephants don't realize...
I mean, they can kill people. Elephants can kill people.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's a weird question. I don't know. If you got street chickens, not as many.
Street chickens.
They're just...
Street chickens, a street...
Just wild roaming chickens, free range, probably could take down an elephant.
One of my all-time favorite commercials, though, was from Geico, and it was about this free-range chicken. He sends kept sending postcards to his parents about where he's been. He's just walking around the country, and it's like, when you're a free-range chicken, you get Geico insurance. I'm like, that's hilarious. I love that commercial.
All right, what's next?
Let's go with 33.
Oh, no.
What'd you do?
The ad.
Why would you do that?
What are some of the nicknames you have for customers or coworkers?
Ooh. Customers are always subs for subscribers. Other coworkers.
I can't even answer this question.
I mean, I honestly, the thing about working from home and having been working from home for like 10 years, I honestly don't, the last time I ever been around my coworkers was for CAG training. And I don't see these people. I don't talk to them on the regular, so I don't.
Well, we had a kind of a nickname for that one supervisor you had. I won't say his name.
Yeah.
But we called him so and so.
Yeah.
The guy who can break out breakout conversation like movie.
Because I had the same. I had him for like 3 years, and I had the same eval.
He had the same
6 times.
badly wrton line in all of his evaluations.
She used to get real
He
pissed.
Can.
Breakout movie.
He's good at breakout conversation like movie
producer. Like
it didn't even make sense. Like in other words, I guess you could just talk about anything.
Yeah.
But it was the same poorly written line.
And clearly, just copy and paste.
He was just copying it from one to the other. I have. You have nicknames for some of the people I work with.
Yeah.
But I won't talk about that.
Yeah. If you ever meet us in private, we'll tell you about some of the nicknames.
And then
my favorite was actually one of the moms you used to have.
Oh yeah, we can't talk about that. We won't talk about that. The kids, I don't really have nicknames for them.
No.
Mm-mm. I called one by as a joke just to get Robin to laugh. The kids were not in the classroom. It was just the two of us. The kids had gone home. And I called him something, and she was like, "Oh my God, I was not expecting you to say that." It's funny. All right.
37.
What would be the worst buy one get one free sale of all time?
I don't know. Buy one get one free.
Abortion.
Jesus. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Buy one now, and later on when you fuck up, you get another
card.
one.
We'll give you a punch card.
A punch card.
I don't know.
I can't think of anything. Usually buy one get one free is pretty good. The last buy one get one free.
What would you buy? What would you have to buy that you were like lice treatment or something?
Yeah.
But even then, you'd be like, all right, I got an extra.
If you need it, then there you go. I got some for
but what would you have to buy that would be so terrible?
Castor oil?
It would be so terrible that it would be free. It would be terrible to have the next one free. Because I'm thinking, car insurance sucks to pay, but it would be great to have a buy one, get one free.
Mm-hmm.
What would be something that it would be horrible to have two of?
I can't think of anything. maybe leave us in the comments if you have answers to these questions that are hilarious. Leave them in the comments.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. Mm-hmm. You would be down for some buy one get one free though.
Yeah, I see.
Kevin buys everything in twos. Yeah. Whether we need it or not. It's always doubles of things.
I got a bunch of cheese this past week because they were buy one, get one free. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Now, if it's buy one, get one free, I understand that because you don't want to leave free. But you will pay for two of an item just to have two of them.
Yeah, well.
You've gotten better about it.
I'm trying.
You've gotten better. In fact, there's been a couple times I was like, you only bought one of these?
Yeah.
We really needed two.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Damn it.
And then I'm like, fuck. Let's go with 48 because I'm 48.
Who do you know that really reminds you of a character in a TV show or movie?
Ooh. Oy.
Do you know any Roy Kents?
No.
You're pretty close to a Roy Kent with the mouth.
I'm pretty close
with
to
your
Roy
language.
Kent, but I'm kind of somewhere between Roy Kent and Beard. Except I'm not.
You're not like Beard. You're maybe between Ted Lasso and Roy Kent.
Yeah.
Which is quite a wide range. If you don't watch Ted Lasso, you have to watch it.
Yeah. Can't think of anybody. I mean,
we are just blowing these questions. We don't know the answers to any of these. What has happened to our creativity?
I know. Well, plus we don't hang out with anybody, so
we don't hang out with anybody.
We'd have to figure out who Robin and Troy are most like on TV. And these two are the nicest, kindest people on the planet.
I'm around people. Now, you aren't, but I am around people all day. Mm-hmm. But I don't watch a lot of TV, and I don't watch a lot of movies.
Yeah, I do.
I watched A Time to Kill yesterday.
Yeah.
Really the only...
And this is a movie we disagree on, actually.
A Time to Kill? Yeah. The only John Grisham movie that I like. The rest of them are all exactly the same. And then there's the one with Tom Cruise that he runs around to the Peanuts music.
The Farm was just basically Tom Cruise running.
I hate that movie.
Running his ass off, too.
But the music is stupid. Whoever did the score for that movie sucked. I know, it's so happy and cheerful. Like, you're going to see Lucy and Linus come out and play football. I hate that movie.
But he took down Wilford Brimley hard.
But A Time to Kill is a good movie, and I'm not just saying that because it has Matthew McConaughey.
I agree, it was a great movie, but the if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert for a movie that's 20-year-old movie. But there's basically a town in Mississippi. These two rednecks do the most horrible thing. They basically grab up this little 10-year-old black girl, rape her, and then try to hang her, but fucked up, and they didn't kill her. So she names them. They pick the two guys up. These guys were going down hard. And the dad comes in with a machine gun and machine guns them down in the courthouse. She takes down the cop, too, right?
Yeah, he injures the cop, loses his leg.
Cop.
Yeah.
And,
but even the cop said he was right.
I get that he was angry, but
he didn't think they were going to get justice.
He makes the assumption that these two guys were going to get off. And
they probably were.
I don't think so. And I'll tell you why. Yeah, the overall idea is that there's two white guys and they're in Mississippi and they're going to get off. Those two were two scumbag white guys. Everybody thought, oh, they done fucked up now, they're going down hard.
Even the people in the police department were not stellar people.
I just don't... I think they would just be like, well, we're willing to let these two go because fuck them. They fucked up. They did a horrible thing.
I thought they deserved it. I'm not saying that the guy was right in mowing them down in the courthouse.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I'm not condoning...
If they had gotten released and he did it, I'd have no problem in the world. I'm 100% down. I know that if somebody were to do some shit to you, God help those people, because I won't.
Wow. But it has the best scene of any movie I've ever seen.
What scene is that?
The end where he's giving his summation and he tells them all to close their eyes and he describes what happened to the little girl and how they beat her and raped her and hung her by a tree and then threw beer cans at her and tossed her off a bridge and she fell 30 feet and blah, blah, blah. And then he said, now imagine she's white. I mean, I was like, holy crap. Because, the people in the jury were picturing the little black girl. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, the jury was a white town, so it was an all-white jury. And, like, everybody was like, this guy's going to prison for life. He's going to get the death penalty or whatever. But, it was such a good movie.
I love the movie. It was a great movie. But I just think, I just have a problem with the guy, the way that went down.
Now, they found him not guilty by reason of insanity.
Yeah.
And then he just went free. So if you commit a crime, you kill 2 people in cold blood the way he did. Because he wasn't insane. He just claimed he was insane. And they say they find you not guilty by reason of insanity. Do you just go free?
I would think at that point, sentencing generally is a judge's discretion for the most part. Juries only decide guilt or innocence, and then in cases of capital, they'll decide death penalty, yes or no. But they don't generally decide, like, how much time. That's usually at the discretion of the judge. So the judge's discretion would be, in a real case, would have been, okay, we're remanding you to the psychiatric hospital.
Treatment. Because you just let him go. What if he gets crazy
he gets
again
angry
and shoots
again
more
and
people?
So they would probably have remanded him to a psychiatric hospital until he is deemed, safe. Now, for purposes of the movie, they're just like, no, fuck that, he's going free.
Yeah, and then everybody brought their kids around him and they all played, and I'm like, wait, this guy just mowed 2 people down with, like...
Yeah.
But anyway,
he's got
it's
anger
a great
issues.
movie.
I mean, great, justified anger. I'm not saying otherwise, but,
Plus, it had Matthew McConaughey in it.
Yeah. Young Matthew McConaughey,
and
too.
Sandra Bullock.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who his wife was. I think she turned out to be somebody rather well-known.
Ashley Judd. That was Ashley Judd. And then the father that shot up the 2 rednecks was Samuel L. Jackson.
Kiefer Sutherland was in it.
Kiefer Sutherland was in it, yeah. Kiefer Sutherland is
And what's the guy? What
underrated.
was the old drunk lawyer?
Oh. Pratt. Not Chris Pratt.
No.
Oliver Plant is his name. Is the actor's name.
No.
The old drunk.
No. His mentor. It's a Sutherland.
Not Kiefer. The Kiefer's dad.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Not Brian Sullivan. I'm gonna scream that name later. Shit. He was in MASH. He was in Italian Job.
Okay, hold on. Should I look it up just so that you can rest?
This is gonna bother me.
If I just Google Kiefer's dad, do you think it'll come up?
Kiefer's dad. Just Kiefer's dad.
Everybody watching is probably yelling at the screen.
They probably are. It's like John Sutherland.
Wow.
Donald Sutherland. Donald Sutherland.
Let's see what came up here.
Kiefer's dad.
Donald Sutherland.
He's a great actor. The
Yeah.
Sutherlands are great actors.
Yeah. All right. We've only been on 40 minutes.
All right. Well, we'll answer a few more.
All right. Pick a number.
52.
You're a mad scientist. What scientific experiment would you run if money and ethics weren't an issue?
Ooh. So what comes to mind immediately is like cloning stuff, the idea behind cloning is, I think originally the idea was just being able to clone people so that you can just harvest them for fucking parts.
That's horrible.
It is horrible. But, I mean, if you could clone a body without a mind and harvest it for parts.
That's still horrible.
I mean, the ethics behind that, I think, are at least
I was going to say ethics is not an issue.
Yeah, ethics is not an issue. I mean, you're talking Dr. Doom shit then, Obviously, with the AI debate that's going on now, crazy. I mean, some of that, they're like, well, you're going to put a lot of creative people out of work. Because some of the stuff that these things come up with, like the pictures that it generates, are fantastic. And some of it, like, people are all, like, worried that they're going to go all Skynet and kill a bunch of folks, which...
But society the way it is today would not surprise me.
Yeah. This writer strike the big part of that is they don't want people using the AI to write first drafts of content.
I didn't even know there was a writer strike.
Yeah, there's a TV writer strike. It's actually, you're going to be affected by it because it's going to delay Big Brother. Yeah, well.
How can it delay Big Brother? They have the same script every season.
Yeah, but they still have writers. They still have writers that come up with the games and all the other bullshit.
And tell me they have a writer on Survivor. He says the exact same thing at every challenge. Until he changed it because, guys.
They could completely do AI for these things. So, yeah, you're right.
All right, one more question. Or maybe, I don't know, a couple more questions.
All right, let's do 50. Well, you're 53. Let's do 53.
I'm not 53.
How old are you? 54?
52.
Oh, all right. Or did 52.
Trying to make himself younger and me older. God damn you. We just did 52.
Yeah, we just did 52. I did that from a comic book thing. The whole DC thing you heard Walt and Q talk about. Yeah. None of our 15 people are going to know that. Let's go with 56.
First thing of a product. Now, what would be the absolute worst brand name for one of those products? Like toothpaste. What would be the worst brand name for toothpaste?
Plaque.
Plaque Blaster.
Plaque Blaster. Blast it in your mouth.
Go to the store. Buy the Plaque Blaster.
Put it in your mouth. Yeah. So, yeah, that would probably be it. Plaque Blaster. Plaque Blaster. Plaque.
I don't know. It'd be a great name.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
I'm just going to pick a question that I think is good.
All right.
If you were transported 400 years into the past with no clothes or anything else, how would you prove that you were from the future?
Well, 400 years ago would have been like 16 something. No, not 16 something. It'd be 17.
It'd be 1623.
1623. The fact that I don't speak with a heavy accent would be the first clue.
Well, that wouldn't necessarily be a clue that you're from the future. That might just be a clue that you're from somewhere that they...
that's true. Let's see.
You could talk to them about the history of what's going to happen.
Yeah, but that's just it. I don't know. 1620s. America was just being discovered and colonized.
You're like, watch out for that Pocahontas chick.
Yeah. It's like Walter Raleigh's going to have a good time with her.
But the Disney version has her falling in love with John Smith, but that didn't happen.
No. They may have fell in love, but she ended up marrying Walter Raleigh. So.
And changed her name. Do you know what she changed her name to?
No.
Rebecca.
Oh, Jesus.
Isn't that... No. She moved back over to Europe and changed her name to Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
The first instance of cultural appropriation?
Where she appropriates their culture? I would think that's more of a colonization. They would call it colonization because she probably was not, adopting their culture so much as it was thrust upon her. At least that's what people would think.
If all of the states in the USA were represented by food, what food would each state be represented by?
See, that's interesting because there are states that are famous for, this.
Like Maine.
Maine would be lobster.
Mm-hmm.
Idaho. Maryland would be crabs. Idaho would be potatoes. Virginia has a lot of food stock.
What are the two? Ham and
peanuts.
Peanuts.
That would be the two big ones. But, we also do crab. They also have, all kinds of... Virginia's a bread basket. There's a lot of good stuff come out of Virginia. Virginia's a fantastic
Arizona.
state to live in. Arizona would... I can't think of a single food that comes out. I guess fucking tacos or something. I don't know. Cactus.
Texas.
Texas would be barbecue. And there's a bunch of states that would be barbecue. Texas, Tennessee, North and South Carolina, fucking Missouri.
Well, South Carolina would be peaches.
Yeah. So would Georgia.
Florida would be oranges.
Oranges, yeah.
Yeah.
California would be oranges. and shit.
Avocado.
Avocado, yeah. Washington State would be coffee and like weakness, I guess. I don't know.
God.
The Montana would be snow and shit.
New York.
Buffalo.
Pizza.
Pizza, yeah.
Bagels.
Bagels and pizza, yeah. That's really what people go to New York for. Boston would be beans. So.
This is a weird question. If you die and find out that everyone gets to choose a 12-foot by 12-foot square to stay in alone for eternity without being able to influence or contact the living world, what 12 by 12-foot square would you choose?
Fuck is that supposed to be? I mean, what's your choices? I mean,
like anywhere on Earth, a 12-foot by 12-foot square.
I mean, that's roughly the size of this room.
Right.
So
weird. I
mean, I guess the idea is that you would be able to at least, like, if we had the 12 by 12 in our living room, we'd be able to at least check up on our loved ones. But what happens when they move or they die? And they're in their own fucking room somewhere else where you can't interact with them. Now you're just stuck watching other people doing whatever until the house burns down, and then you're just sitting there. Yeah.
Ghosts. You're just stuck there.
That's stupid. Who wants to live forever?
But those were influencing their environment in that TV show. If you're just stuck and no one knows you're there and you can't.
Yeah, if you're not going to interact, that's
who'd you kill that gets
that's what the kids call hell. That's really what that is. You know, I'm living around. It's great for the beginning where your loved ones are still there until they're not there anymore and you can't interact with them, and then you're just watching strangers fuck up your house. And then, you know, then what?
Then what?
Then what?
All right, one more. I'm going to go back up to the top of the list. Is cereal soup?
No.
Why or why not?
Because soup is hot and cereal's cold.
Not all soup is hot. There are cold soups. So what's it called? Ceviche or something like that?
Ceviche or gazpacho. Gazpacho, yeah. Ceviche. Cereal is generally made with not corn milk.
Milk.
Milk. If there's milk in there.
There's potato soup is made with cream and milk.
Yeah. I don't know. But cereal is not soup. It's because it's a...
That's just because?
Just because.
It has all the exact same qualities of soup. You can have hot cereal, by the way.
What, like oatmeal?
Yeah.
I wouldn't call oatmeal soup either. Soup is generally more savory anyway, and cereals are generally more sweet.
Okay.
Generally.
Have you ever had shredded wheat? That shit ain't sweet.
That's not really cereal either. That's just cardboard you throw in your mouth. Shredded wheat and grape nuts. I never understood. You used to eat grape nuts on a regular, and I never once understood.
Love grape nuts.
Because it's just like you're eating
gravel
and wheat. You're just eating fucking raw
The trick is, you put them in milk. You put them in the bowl and you put sugar on it, and then you put them in milk and you wait a couple minutes, and then you eat it. If you start eating it right away, yeah. But once they start to soften up a little bit, it's delicious.
Yeah.
But it has to have some sweetness to it for me.
If there's a box of grape nuts sitting next to a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, that box of grape nuts is safe and sound.
True. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
I'm going to say, I get the logistics of it, and I would say yes, but no, it's not. Is
a hot dog more like a sandwich than cereal is, like a soup? Is a hot dog closer to being a sandwich than cereal is?
It's hard to say. I mean, I get it. Yes, it is more closer to being a sandwich than the cereal is to being a soup, in my opinion, but a hot dog is such its own thing, you know?
I can remember when I was a kid, if we didn't have hot dog buns, we used to take them and cut them in half and lay them out on white bread. Wouldn't that just be a sandwich?
Oh, we used to just take the bread and
wrap it around
the thing. You know,
I mean, then it's
honestly,
just a sandwich.
A hot dog bun was not something that I used on a regular basis at all, unless we were at a restaurant.
Really?
If we were at home, it was either hot dogs cut up and put in beans, or hot dogs in a slice of bread. It never even occurred to me that there was an actual bun.
A hot dog and a slice of bread.
I was a fucking teenager before I knew that was a thing.
A hot dog and a slice of bread was a desperation move in our house.
And it probably wasn't our house, and I never knew it. Like, we didn't know. You just fold your hot dog, the bread up in the hot dog, throw some mustard on it and ketchup. And that was it, You just ate it. And, buns. There are specific buns for this. Oh, that's a luxury. We don't need that. We got bread right here. Or you cut it up with beans, hot dogs and beans. I used to eat that all the time with at Aunt Kathleen's house when we stayed with her up in Charles City with, crazy-ass Uncle Donald.
All right, 2 more.
All right.
How do you feel about putting pineapple on pizza, although I know how you feel about it?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
No. I've never actually had it, though. Have you?
I have, and it's different, and you don't want that kind of sweetness when you're eating a pizza. I don't, anyway.
I don't either. All right, what part of a kid's movie completely scarred you?
Transformers. Watching Transformers as a kid, and the Transformers movie where Optimus Prime died, I was like, what the fuck?
Q said the same thing.
When Optimus Prime died?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because you don't expect that. When you're a kid of the 80s, no one ever died in there were specific rules. You watch Transformers and they're blasting all around. But no one, if they got hit, they got right back up because they're robots or whatever. And then Optimus Prime dies in the movie, like, near the beginning. And you're like, what the hell?
Didn't he come back to life, though?
Eventually. In the show, he came back probably like a year and a half later. Because kids weren't watching. They said, "What? There's no Optimus." Optimus Prime was. A lot of kids see Optimus Prime, and he's regarded as one of the best leaders of any fictional group. He really is. He's just top notch. He was self-sacrificing. He would hang out with the people, and he'd still have that reserve where he's still the leader. You knew he was the leader, but he was such a cool guy for a fucking robot, but. And then he dies, and they're like, oh, my God, they killed Optimus. And it was right after he bumped off Ironhide. Ironhide got blasted in the face. He lost his head. I was like, oh, my God. It's a fucked up movie.
I tuned out about 45 seconds ago. I have no clue what you're talking about. All right.
1984.
I believe you.
All right, well, that's it for us this week, everybody.
All right, until next week.
Bye, everybody.